Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, 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 no.
Hey everybody, Solo here.
It's Ming.
All right. Yeah, we're just making an addendum to the election live stream. If it's not already on YouTube, I'll post it again later. Just super cut all that together. But in the time since we've been gone, some shit has changed.
Sleeping. While we were sleeping, there's some crazy
fuckery. There's no way around it. Fuckery.
Yeah. I think that there definitely needs to be some challenge to this because it doesn't seem normal or possible.
Yeah, let's see if I can pull up. It's like it was a graph. It was a graph that actually showed just the state of the race in Michigan.
Yep.
As you can see, just in the middle of the night after they've already were told to have to call it in, it just a sudden bump out of nowhere that actually puts Biden neck and neck with Trump. That came out of nowhere. I mean, if you look at the rest of the graph, you don't see anything like that. In fact, it's a fairly smooth slope. Fairly smooth exponential, and that bump right there was kind of just throws everything off. Like, okay,
that looks very, very strange, and I think that there's got to be some sort of voter fraud going on.
Yeah, and then
it doesn't make sense.
Also, you look at Wisconsin, which
the
utterly
same shit
pisses me off to no end. But I'm gonna try to use my anger in a constructive manner. That's why I'm doing this video, so we can actually get more word out as far as we can, and just say, "Hey, everybody, if election's broken, they are cheating." Because as you could tell, it's a fairly consistent, smooth graph with a break right here, and then out of nowhere, literally, I think they were told they had to call it at 1:30. They delayed it to 2:30, and then they delayed it to 3:30. And then at 3:30, just 100,000 votes came in out of nowhere, closing in the it's closing in a 4-point gap.
And it gave them a slight lead too, which is disappointing to say the least. But it's sketchy. It's sketchy.
Yeah. So, yeah, that being said, it just becomes rather... Yeah, I think we might have somebody else joining in on this. I think Arctic Freeze is going to join in, but I'm not sure. So, just be on the lookout for him. I want you to be on the lookout for him because I kind of have... I have this up on one screen, I have OBS up on the other screen, so...
Makes sense.
I have to be doing that because I'm recording. By the way, just looking... Yeah, it was just this guy from Derek Duck, but he seems fairly reliable because of everything he's doing. And you get stuff like this where they said Milwaukee was supposed to report at 1 a.m. They delayed to 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's super sketch.
Yeah.
That's super sketch. That needs to be challenged in the courts. Something, there's got to be something. You know what? And this is why we said that we needed poll watchers, so that we could prevent this type of shite from happening.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's poll watchers. I think it's probably might just be people coming in after the polls, because this is really, really sus. Oh, speaking of which, even if it does go to the courts, just know.
Huh.
Yeah, it's from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Yeah, fairly reliable, and it's this one. Barrett wasn't allowed to rule on this court, but wasn't allowed to rule on this decision, so it was a 4-4 decision. And guess who sided with? Guess who was the deciding vote?
Who? Roberts.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
He is not one to trust. He's basically that one guy that says, "Look, we need to appease the left for liberty, for unity."
So
they don't
question.
want unity.
What does the Constitution say about elections?
The Constitution says that it goes to Electoral College. Electoral College ties, then it goes to House Representatives, which is not in the GOP's favor. But if the
Sure.
GOP, let's like this, and if the House of, I forgot what happens after the House of Representatives ties. But House Representatives can't tie just due to the numbers. They actually have to have people abstaining.
Mm.
But we've never had anything go to the House of Representatives. It came close in the Andrew Jackson, his first run for office. It came close, but the guy who went against John Quincy Adams, I believe, decided to play politics, and he won the election.
So are you seeing a Biden win here?
I'm seeing an illegitimate Biden win. But as we know,
I think that Michigan and Wisconsin are going to be contested, heavily contested.
yeah, it has to be and also just look at Michigan right now. It is neck and neck, and that with all the voter fraud.
Yeah.
And well, 95% of the vote is in, so it's close. Wisconsin, not as close, but again, we just saw all the fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a full point. It's like 0.7 of a point.
Wait, what does that say? Does that say that Trump is ahead in Wisconsin?
No,
at the moment?
behind.
Oh no, he's behind.
I
can't even see the numbers.
Yeah, Nevada is actually pretty interesting because only 67% of the vote is in, and it is within 0.6 of a vote, which actually means there is a possibility Trump can't. At these numbers, there is a possibility Trump can flip Nevada, and I think I did this map earlier. This is the map with everything projected as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just let's like this. Trump needs to flip Nevada. If Trump does not flip Nevada to 70, Biden. Trump flips Nevada to 74, Trump. Either way, civil war. Because let's face it, at this point, Biden cannot win lying down. Because this, actually, I heard this on the Sargon stream. Either this election will be solved in the courts or solved in the battlefield.
Yeah.
And honestly, when it comes to the left versus right, I'm not going to say any side will win off the bat, because over the past few months, a lot of people traditionally on the left has gotten guns. They are armed. They've decided that, yeah, we need guns. So, and also the left kind of outnumbers us. Let's be honest, communism appeals to the lowest common denominator, and that's why it's so popular.
But we also have the military, so
I wouldn't count on the military, because honestly, I see a lot of the military who aren't immediately loyal to the U.S. I see them all stepping down. Not actually saying, Vice President Biden, you're under arrest. Even though they have the complete authority and they have every reason to say, Vice President Biden, you are under arrest for tampering with the elections. They won't do it. They'll just step down instead because of their principles. Which honestly,
I guarantee you there was a hell of a lot of election fraud in order to get Wisconsin and Michigan to where they are.
Yeah.
Let alone what they tried to do in Texas.
So, yeah, that's just something to look at, because, well, how else would they try to get? I mean, Texas, I'm not going to say exactly was voter fraud. I've been in Texas a lot for the past couple months, and I've actually seen a lot of reluctant support for Biden because they just don't like Trump. But then again, I've only seen it in the cities and along the Mexican border.
Yeah.
As soon as you like go past that, yeah, it's red, like just solid red. Like you will find people waving Trump flags. It was actually funny. A couple of weeks ago, I went out to go bury a relative of ours, and just out there, we just see nothing but American flags. Under the American flag will be a Texas flag, and then a Trump flag. Like every farm had it. So, yeah, definitely.
This is a lot closer of an election than I was hoping for. Not gonna lie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a lot of voter fraud, and then you got places like. Then you got places like Southway, wrong page, where they have 94% of the vote in with Trump with a 2-point lead.
And they won't call it.
And this one also had. I was actually looking at NBC earlier, and they had 100% calling in for either Georgia or North Carolina, and they still refused to call it.
No, they
And
got to call it.
what was that?
That's my ringtone. Sorry.
Okay, I have no idea how to edit that out. So, everybody, you know what Ming's ringtone is. Way to dox yourself in public. Alright, guess I'm here alone for a moment. But, yeah. Remember I had, CNN on earlier, but that was seriously just infuriating me. Oh, the fact that they're not even acknowledging the fact that, okay, hey, this looks kind of sus, what just happened here. So if you want any more proof that they're just in the bag, or opposed to, the past 5 years have said anything. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna call it. Anyway, this is Solo, over and out.